going on, guys? It is your boy TKD1 here, back in here on PlayStation Source, and we are back here with a very small cast this week. You know, obviously
we're so tiny.
You know, due to social distancing, of course, and you know all that. And first and foremost, I'll say at the top of the shows from here on out, please stay safe. Please quarantine if you can. All that good stuff. I know bills have to get paid, but you know, if you cannot go out, you know, if like going out was an option, you know, consider not going out. You know what I'm saying? And with me, of course, on Save Side Podcast episode 10, double digits.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
We're getting old.
We are. We are. We're definitely getting up there.
Coronavirus would affect us very harshly.
I have my co-hosts with me, of course, Jamal and Brent. How we doing today?
Yo,
up, guys.
Doing good.
Jamal,
Brent.
and we're GameSpeak Podcast. So check us out on Spotify, Google Play or Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, YouTube. Just look for GameSpeak Podcast. You'll find us. We give you all the weekly gaming news.
Yep, all that good stuff. I hope you boys are staying safe. You know, in these test. What was I trying to say? Testing times. That's not what I was trying to say.
Trying times. Yeah.
Testing times.
I
too.
almost said trying times, but is that how you would say that?
I think that would be like the right way to say it. Yeah.
These trying times.
I digress.
Yeah,
Testing time sounds good too. It just kind of reminds me of like SAT or something. Like
It does.
Test time.
Testing time.
Yeah.
Testing time. But I see Brent. You've been playing. Trover Saves the Universe in these trying times.
In these trying times. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I've been playing a little bit of Trover Saves the Universe. This is a fun game. It's a VR game. It's out on PS4 and PC. It's made by the dude who did Rick and Morty, so it's like really funny, and he does all the voices in it. And like, I don't know, I can't even really describe the fucking plot. It's like this giant chicken like steals your dogs and stuffs them into his eye holes and gets like fucking godlike power because of it. So you're like trying to stop him. I don't know. It's really, really stupid and hilarious, and it's definitely worth the play.
Wow. Well, I mean, hey, well, there you go. There you go. Sounds good. Sounds like fun. You're playing on PSVR or playing it?
I played it on PC, honestly, but I know it's available on PSVR, and like the textures and stuff in the game kind of lead me to believe that it would look just as good on PSVR, probably. So
seems not as demanding as like, you know.
Also, the way it's like developed, like you can tell that the game was made with PS4 in mind, because like the controller in the game looks like a PS4 controller, and like you can tell that it would like react to the movement of the PS4 controller were you playing on PS4.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, totally. It makes sense. Why am I yawning? I don't know why I'm yawning right there, but I digress.
This episode sucks. No, I'm just kidding. You just get bored instantly.
Like, man, episode 10 I'm out. But Jamal, you have two games on your list. One game I've tried, have on Switch, haven't really made a lot of progress on, you know. And then you have another one that I guess we can both talk at the same time about. But
I'll start with the one that we haven't both been playing, which is Cuphead. I beat it for the second time during social distancing. I beat it whenever it first came out, and then I recently got back into it because I was playing co-op on it with somebody, and we got to like the second aisle, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna restart fresh, because like he was only chilling for like a couple hours. And so I was like, all right, I'm just going to jump in by myself and beat this game again, because on my old account, I beat it originally on my old gamer tag, and I don't have that account anymore. And I don't even remember how to log into it. So I was like, fuck that. I need it for this one. Right. So I beat it again. And what's funny is after I beat the game, I'm at 96% of like the full game. I got to get some coins to finish out the 100%. But whenever I beat the game, it popped a rare achievement saying that only 7% of the people who played the game ever beat it. Wow. And I'm like, holy shit.
Wait,
like
7%?
The game's been out for years. Huh?
7%?
7% of people beat the game on normal mode.
On PS4?
No, this is on
Xbox.
Xbox.
I'm an idiot.
Xbox
I knew Cuphead was on PS4. I'm an idiot. Dang. Wow.
Yeah, and
that's
it's
a lot lower than I
was
thought
like,
it'd be, honestly.
way lower. I thought I was like gonna beat it, and it was just gonna be like, oh, pop an achievement or whatever. I was like, I'm in the 7%, and like I was in a very small percentage whenever I beat it the first time, but that was like the first week it came out, like the first couple weeks that it was out.
Yeah.
And then, but this has been years, and I guess people just play it and then just put it down. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
anyways,
I definitely eventually wanna go back to my Switch and play that. But that's gonna be a little bit because we have a very special Switch game. Both
very
of us
special.
have been playing.
Oh,
A little bit of Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh yeah, that ACNH, bro.
ACNH, you feel me?
what do you think?
I love it. I love it. There's a phrase that I don't know if it's a popular phrase, but I tend to use a lot, is to like have a podcast game. I've said, for example, Division 2 was very much like a podcast game. When you get into the actual means of like ranking up your character and stuff like that, and knocking out these different strongholds and stuff like that, and different missions in the game, where you don't necessarily need audio to play the game to a certain extent, because everything is so visual that like you can just listen to something else.
Listen to something.
Exactly. Animal Crossing has been that for me, 100%, and I love it. It's so sad. Everything about Animal Crossing is so satisfying, and I'm so glad that it is as good as I remember it being back on like the Wii and back on the DS when I played it back in the day. But
it's that
yeah.
and better.
Oh,
It's like if you took those games and you added a little bit of crafting to it, like there's some Minecrafting into it, but don't overdo it. It's like it's still so chill. It's just a game to vibe to.
So
and I saw somebody post, they were like, I keep asking you Animal Crossing heathens what the game is about, but like everybody just keeps saying it's a game to vibe to, and it's like, what does that mean? And it's like, that's exactly what it means. There's really nothing to the game.
Do you guys prefer playing in docked mode or in handheld mode?
I've been doing a little bit of both. I kind of prefer. I've been doing a little bit of both. I prefer handheld. Obviously, like I just recorded a video for Animal Crossing that's going up on JoyClicks at some point. But wow, that's a train of thought. But yeah, mainly I play in like handheld or dock. I kind of just go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But do we have technical issues? Is that what we're doing? Do we have? Oh, I think we have issues. Hold up. Let's wait to see if it get fixed. I will cut this out of the podcast.
There it goes.
We're good?
Jeez, sorry.
That's okay. That's cool.
Sorry, I didn't want to say anything because we were like, I didn't know if we were still like blasting through on your end.
Oh, nah. Yeah, no. We're good. So yeah, I mean, I've been playing it mainly handheld, but I am playing this a lot more docked than I thought I would be, And the game looks gorgeous when it's docked too. It looks really good.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's so pretty. Obviously it looks like Animal Crossing, but it's just prettier. Like
it's the same like I feel like effect that Mario Kart got, where like Mario Kart, like seeing it in HD on the Switch like looked insane. And still looks insane, even though it still looks like Mario Kart,
Definitely.
Yeah.
And this is the perfect game for like the times that we're in right now, and this hellish timeline that we're living in.
The darkest timeline, truly. The darkest
yeah, you
timeline.
can't go outside, you can't do anything, so Animal Crossing is there to save you.
Yeah.
Like what are the odds a new Animal Crossing drops right when the new plague drops? You know what I'm saying?
we got blessed with a combo pack. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I do have to ask you, like, where are you? I guess this might be like the last thing we talk about for Animal Crossing, but like, where are you at progression wise? Like, are you on your first house, your second house? Like, where are you at? Right? Like, do you have the museum, Nook's Cranny? Where are you at?
Well, I got the museum.
Okay.
The store is being built as we speak.
Beautiful.
So by tomorrow, my store should be open.
Okay.
And then I've just been doing a lot of like Nook Plus, and Nook Miles, like just working on that. I'm still on my first house because me and my girlfriend are sharing a Switch. So like, she's been playing it more than I have because I've been trying to beat Cuphead.
Right.
And so, and she was just playing. It was kind of cool to watch her play because she doesn't play too many games, but she loves Animal Crossing. So like all of her friends at work got it as well. So they're just like, hanging out on islands together and like sharing fruit and shit. It's just cool.
That's dope. That's dope. Me?
Have you gone to anybody's island, Kevin?
Yeah. I went to my friend Christian of JoyClicks. Shout out to JoyClicks. I went to his island, a couple of islands as well. And wait, before I talk about my progression, which fruit did you get?
I started with with the oranges.
Ooh, I have apples, bro. We could,
Oh, we do need to switch. Okay, we do because I don't have apples yet.
Okay.
I have pears, I have oranges, I have coconuts, I have something else, but I don't have apples. I
need pears and oranges. I have cherries if you need cherries too. I have cherries and apples.
I got cherries. That's the other thing.
Okay, so we will do a great transferring of the fruits. It'll be all good.
Oh yeah, dude.
So
God, I want to be involved so bad. Like,
bro, it's so fun.
I want cherries. I want oranges.
The big thing was that peaches were the hot commodity on the streets. Like people were trying to get peaches really bad. I guess it was really hard to get peaches early game. But I found someone that has peaches, so I'm all good on that front.
So you're good. Yeah, you got the hookup.
I just need pears.
The peach connection.
He's got the plug,
the peach plug. Yeah.
I need pears and something else. I forgot what was the other thing I need. I think just pears, honestly. But oranges, yes. So I have my second house already. I have my museum. I have Nook's Cranny. Today I just started building bridges, so that's been cool to be able to not use the vaulting pole all the time. I got a ladder today as well, and now I'm on the process of there's 3 residents that want to come into. Oh, my island name is Vita Island. I don't know if I said that publicly. It's Vita Island.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Long live the Vita. You feel me? So it's on Vita Island.
Like that.
Yeah. But now I have to make 3 houses and furnish 3 houses for 3 residents that are coming to Vita Island, and it's a big task. It's you gotta do a lot of work. So that's gonna take I feel honestly it might take me a week to do.
It does take a while just because it's in-game time or real life time. That's kind of I was telling Brent earlier. I was like, I feel sorry for all the people who have never played Animal Crossing before and thought they were gonna buy this game and jump into it first day and just have a bunch of shit to do. Yeah. I'm like, bro, I was like, the game doesn't really start till the 3rd actual day.
That's true.
You're just basically walking around collecting, bugs and stuff that you can't even put in a museum for the first couple days. You can't do anything, but I don't know. It's something about it is so satisfying. Like you were saying, it's like living a second life.
It's so satisfying. I agree. Another game that's satisfying that I've been playing is a little bit of Doom Eternal.
Ooh, now, you're the first person I actually know that's played this, so I got to hear some real feedback here.
Let me tell y'all something, boys. Look, so take Doom 2016, right? Already a great game. I would say, great game, right? And they literally just added and improved it. Honestly,
good.
So far, I haven't seen anything that I don't like. There maybe I would say there's a lot of things to pay attention to in terms of upgrades. It's kind of spread out in a lot of different ways, and it's hidden in a bunch of different menus and stuff like that.
Armor and stuff.
No, in terms of upgrading your mods for each weapon that you get when you get upgrade mods, and different things to upgrade your abilities as your own character and stuff like that, and different runes and everything, and upgrading those runes as you unlock those runes. There seems to be a lot of there's just a lot to pay attention to, but maybe that could be just because I'm so early in the game that it just is a bit of a shock. Here's a lot to deal with, but it might not be that bad, or I might not feel like it's that bad. But oh my god, combat is so fun, guys, as you would expect. I feel like you can chain stuff a lot better in this game than 2016. I felt like Doom, I was always fighting one person to a degree, but now in Doom Eternal, I feel like I can take on a bunch of different enemies in a fluid dancing motion. Okay, cool. If I need ammo, I'm gonna chainsaw this guy. If I need shield, I'm gonna flamethrower this guy to get shield off him, and then I'm gonna do a mercy kill to get health and stuff like that. It's a nice, cool rhythmic dance that is continuing with Doom Eternal. That is just like proved upon that has just been improved upon, and it's really fun. It's really, really, really fun. I like it a lot. I'm really liking it a lot.
I really want to blow my money on it. I know I shouldn't, but I might do it. What difficulty level are you playing on?
Right. So I'm a baby ass baby. Right. So I'm playing on just normal. That's what I always do. Like
normal's not baby ass baby though. Normal and Doom is hard.
Yeah.
So, like there is a baby mode.
There definitely has been some instances where like, oh man, like this is like kind of difficult. Like wow, like I'm actually like kind of I'm like kind of struggling here for like a little bit. But like it's not that bad. Like you obviously get over it. But there's I think 3 difficulties ahead of me and 1 below me.
I think if I get it, since we're doing social distancing right now, I'm probably gonna play it on the hardest difficulty just to do it.
Challenge yourself.
Yeah, after Cuphead, I'm like, I need something else really hard.
Getting masochistic over here. That's how I was after Fallen Order. I fucking was so obsessed I had to go buy Sekiro and play through that, and I was like, oh god, I need the challenge.
I like that challenge feel to it.
Yeah,
like,
I feel that.
I beat Wolfenstein New Colossus on the hardest mode.
That's hard.
Yeah,
I heard that is not easy. I've heard that one's not easy as well. Dang.
Especially the boss fights in that game are like fucking hard as fuck on the hard difficulties. Like,
I have heard that, but I mean, I thoroughly, give it my recommendation to anyone. Especially if you've played Doom 2016, it's just been a lot of fun. So having a lot of fun with Doom Eternal. Recently, I've also started Uncharted 4 on my Uncharted streams. You know what I'm saying? Going through Uncharted 1, 2, 3, then now we're on 4. Uncharted 4 has been interesting, right? I don't find myself loving it yet. And I'm in like chapter 9, I think, or chapter 8.
Is this this isn't your first time playing Uncharted 4?
No. Uncharted 4, this is my 3rd time running through it.
It's just not grabbing you like it used to anymore or something?
I think it's just because like I'm like having a lot of comparisons to the original trilogy versus Uncharted 4, right? And
is there a big difference in the gameplay? I didn't play 4.
Like yes and no. Like it still feels like Uncharted, but it definitely feels different. Like it definitely feels like it was on. Like it was developed for another system as opposed to PS3, and that could probably be like what it is. But like the rope mechanic is really fun in that game. Of course, like the acting is superb. We have Troy Baker as Sam Drake. I guess I just spoiled that whole thing. But Sam in the game, Nathan's brother. I'm sorry, spoiler alert. But that's been cool. Sully, we have the new cast as well that comes into Lost Legacy as well with Nadine and everything. So I mean, like it's definitely good. It's just like I'm really curious how it ends up with the rest of Uncharted, because right now Uncharted 3 is in my top right now. Of this playthrough right now is Uncharted 3 and then 2. Well, probably 3, 4. No, actually 3, 2 and 4 are going to be interesting on which one gets the top. I think Uncharted 4 is going to be on top for me when it's all said and done, but we'll just have to see. You know what I'm saying?
But you like 3 better than both of those, right?
Yeah. I mean, 3 was really, really good. Yeah. 3 was really, really good. But we will see when we get to there. But also, of course, I am still doing those streams on the channel, so make sure to go check out that if you have not. Also, there are playlists made for your enjoyment if you would like to, run the whole playlist through and maybe put it on while you're grinding Animal Crossing. You can do that as well. So last week, jumping into the main topics, we talked about how there was going to be a PS5 reveal. Sorry, hold on. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay, I'm done. Okay, so there was a PS5 deep dive tech reveal last week. We did a full blowout as well as a stream and a breakdown of all that was said during that. And there was some cool stuff there, right? They talked a lot about how they are moving into an SSD format for the console instead of a hard drive. a lot of benefits there, 3D audio, all the good stuff, you know. So I guess this is just more of like to ask you guys, like, how did you feel about the conference? If you watched it, what are your takeaways from this event, you know, from what was said?
First things first, the guy presenting the whole thing was super boring.
Mike Cerny.
Oh my God.
What? Wait, whoa,
Mark
wait,
Cerny,
whoa,
not
wait,
Mike
whoa,
Cerny.
wait. We will not
Wait.
slander Mark Cerny, but y'all can keep
I'm
going.
sorry, man. It was
He
like
definitely
watching
isn't
like
a good presenter.
it was like
that's for
watching
sure.
a boring David Attenborough like explain and I was excited about everything he was talking about. It was just like his tone of voice and stuff. It was like watching paint dry or something. I don't know. I definitely am hyped about the specs. You know what I mean?
I definitely think it was a bad idea for them to release it the way they did. Like, I agree with Brent. Like, I didn't even watch the whole thing. I was just like, all right, I'll just read what's in here, you know, because like it wasn't worth watching the whole thing to hear this guy talk about it. Plus, I don't really know too much about like, you know, all the technical mumbo jumbo that was being said. So it was easier for me to go through and read and then have it explained like in, you know, in the article.
Right. I feel you. I mean, I thought that. So I mean, for me, right, Mark Cerny, when I hear him talk, essentially, I feel like I'm at a school lecture, you know, like I feel like I'm like talking to like this like insanely sophisticated and knowledgeable like professor that's telling me all the ins and outs of PS5, you know, or like PS4 back when he did that too. And like this is what Mark Cerny does. Literally, Mark Cerny only pops out of the woodwork when we have a new hardware coming up, right?
Yeah.
He did it for PS4 Pro as well, you know. So PS4 Pro, then PS5, like that. He'll just come, right, and he'll just do his thing and then just leave, and you don't hear from him for like another like 3-4 years, you know. That's just what it is, you know. So, but I liked a lot about what they said. I thought a lot of the interesting things that I never really took into account was how, like, the fundamental development format of games will change with the PS5 SSD in terms of like to explain like a very, very large topic, just super short. He was saying that in modern games we have to work off of a hard drive that with the PS4 there's a 5400 RPM hard drive, so it cycles at 5400 revolutions per minute, right? So in like drive terms, that's a very, very slow drive, right? And for the modern games, they have had to do these techniques to be able to get the game to run faster with that limitation of being only 500 RPMs. So what they do is they duplicate certain assets that they need to render multiple times when someone's playing the game. Like when they need that like asset to render more frequently than anything else in the game, they will make copies of that asset so that the hard drive can find the closest, you know, asset to be able to load faster. If you can like kind of like imagine that, right? With the SSD, it'll be so fast that there's no need to duplicate any assets. So games may be becoming smaller over time. You know, that was like a really cool.
Yeah, they did mention that.
Yeah, like it was really cool stuff, and all the 3D audio stuff I thought was really neat as well. So I
think
mean,
the most interesting thing about it to me is their whole proprietary SSD that they talked about for pretty much the whole conference, and the fact that it can get like 9 gigabytes per second throughput, like once you finally compared to the Xbox's like 4.8 gigabytes throughput, which is already really impressive. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's interesting to think about. And he spent a big portion of the conference emphasizing how the teraflops don't really mean as much as you'd think they do and blah, blah, blah. Like he was kind of trying to like, hey, you know, we might only have 10 teraflops, but we can do this. You know what I mean? Like,
it may not be floppy enough, but we sure do got the gigs.
Interesting other thing they talked about was the backwards compatibility things. They said that they expect to have like 100 games ready to go at launch or something like that.
Only. And that was the weird thing, is that they were like, we expect that, but also does that mean there will be more games coming, or is it just the 100? They said that
they will have every game that they can get to work from the original PlayStation 4.
So I love that y'all brought this up, because
they also said that there will be like. Oh,
no,
sorry.
Go ahead. You're all good. Go ahead. It's all good. Go ahead. It's cool. It's cool. Well, I was gonna.
Oh, sorry, my bad. It glitched out on us again there for a second.
Oh, okay, gotcha. It's cool. I was gonna say like, yo, I love how you guys brought that up because they updated that part as well. So you're right. During the conference, they said, hey, out of the top 100 most played PS4 games, we have most of them working on backwards compatibility, right? But they said on a update to the PlayStation blog that was merely just an example and like a look into how they are progressing with backwards compatibility, and they believe that they'll have the quote overwhelming majority of the over 4,000 PS4 titles on PS4 working on PS5. Is what they
and
said.
They said most of those games should have like a graphics and frame rate bump kind of, to like go with their even the ones that would be like PS4 Pro enhanced should be even more than PS4 Pro enhanced, like is what they were saying,
So
that's cool.
And like I don't know, like the way they're talking about backwards compatibility, now has definitely changed since in the past, I feel like. And it is a bit concerning, but I mean, for me, like as long as like those games as a service games retain their compatibility over the PS5, that's like my main look at the whole thing. It's like, okay, like these, like imagine being a dev and making a games as a service or whatever, and you have to buy that game again for PS5. Like how much of your fan base is willing to buy the game again to get the same experience on the new console? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm hoping that at least for those games as service, they get that compatibility, but I digress.
Like right off the bat. Yeah, you got to have Destiny, you got to have Division,
Avengers, I'm thinking stuff. More Cyberpunk is, well, not really Cyberpunk is that game service, but like Avengers, you know what I'm saying? Like ones that are about to come out like right behind PS5. You got to
have Anthem, dude.
Bro, game of the year, absolutely.
Tell you what, though, another important thing that they talked about in this conference was internal and external storage for the PlayStation. Not just like the SSD itself, but like how much space is on the SSD. They said it was like 880 gigabytes or something like that.
825.
It's like a weird number. 825.
825. Yeah.
So, but they mentioned that was specifically to help with like speeds. Like, there's something about that number specifically that helps like the hard drive move as fast as it can, or something, without losing money or something. I
don't know. It's odd. I mean, for me,
it's a weird number.
It's a very weird number. I'm just gonna find the SSD that has the speeds that are required for PS5, because I know there is a specific speed that your SSD has to be for it to be compatible with PS5. It can't be under. It can be over it, but it can't be under. I forgot the threshold of whatever that was. But I'm just going to get whatever speed works and the highest capacity and just throw it in there.
And they also mentioned that even if you have one that works with the right speed, it has to have the right connection to hook onto the console too.
Yeah, MB whatever. I don't even know. I don't know.
PCI 117.
Like that.
They basically said you can buy an SSD, but you should wait until PS5 comes out, because you
might get the wrong thing.
You should wait for an approved list, That's what they were saying.
Yeah.
Also, they were saying you can use HDDs too, but you should only use it for older games. So if you want to like store your whole PS4 library on like an HDD and then plug that in, it should work.
Hey, honestly, that's really smart, actually. Really
totally.
Smart. That's actually.
I mean,
of
course,
same with the Xbox, though.
Yeah, totally. Of course, you could put your old games on the SSD, and it would be way faster to load your old games. But you could play functionally the same games at the same speeds with an HDD if you want.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
And I don't know the case with the PS5, but I know for a fact on Xbox they said you won't be able to store old games onto the new, like the solid state drive or whatever.
PlayStation said you should be able to put your old games on the new hard drive, I think.
Really?
They just said you can't put your new games on the old hard drive.
Or maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So like PS5 developed games, right, that are meant to work on the SSD and all that different stuff, whatever, cannot work on a hard drive. Right. Okay.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. Kind of weird, but it makes sense the way like Mark Cerny like explained it in that detail of like the copying assets and stuff like that, because those versions, I'm assuming the like raw like PS5 versions don't have those multiple assets, right? So imagine how long and how sluggish it's going to take to work on a hard drive for a PS4, and like it might not even work at that point. So it definitely makes sense. Yeah, it definitely makes sense. But talking about PS5, another rumor that we got this week that got a lot of people excited was some Spider-Man 2 rumors for the PS5. Did y'all get a chance to see this?
I didn't see this at all. That's exciting.
I kind of want to run down the list and just let you guys. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run down the list real quickly. We have a video dedicated on the channel. Make sure you go check out that as well. But I'm gonna just run through this list real quick, and you guys just say your piece afterwards. All right. So number 1. Holiday 2021 release date, probably September like PS4 Spider-Man was. Before I continue, I will be spoiling a big point of Spider-Man PS4. I'll let you know right before I say the point if you want to just skip over that, but it's definitely coming up, all right? Number 2, reveal is this summer. No online co-op, completely single-player game. Queens and Brooklyn will be featured in the game, but will also feature a new gameplay mechanic to facilitate the low building traversal. This is the spoiler, guys, spoiler warning. Set during winter and set approximately 5 to 6 months after the first game, Peter is still mourning Aunt May and constantly reminds himself of what happened. MJ and him live together, but she is away for the first act of the story. We're off of spoilers now, I think, for the time being, but again, be wary. Oscorp is attempting to clone certain DNA to build a super soldier. It goes wrong, and new villains spawn from this. Harry Osborn will become Venom, but it's a unique take on the character, my source said.
What?
My source being the Reddit post.
That's a unique take enough if Harry Osborn
becomes
the Venom. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
They hinted in the last game at Green Goblin, though. They made a big point to insinuate that Green Goblin would be involved in the next game. Like,
especially if they're making the superhuman things at Oscorp, that's exactly how the Green Goblin became a thing.
Yep.
Interesting. Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's cool. It's cool.
Stuff,
it's cool.
sorry.
No, absolutely. No, go ahead. Carnage and Mysterio are in the game as well. Eddie Brock is in the game and is a major character.
He's the Green Goblin.
What?
I would love that.
Miles is playable in sections of the game. They're still unsure whether to let the player free roam as him, but it isn't being thrown out completely just yet. Think of Arkham Knight's system where you could switch between the other characters in the Bat family in certain situations. Same thing here. Not very original, but it is fun. A new web chain mechanic is how my contact named it. You can basically chain together the web zips, so when you reach a point, he immediately zips to the next and so on. Web swinging is completely overhauled. They've gone all out on the animation tech this time, so we won't see the same animation as much. More variety. Not only are they bringing the animations from PS4 over for the swing releases, they're adding many, many, many more. They have like 2 animators devoted completely and solely to the web release animations throughout the entire development cycle. That's intense. That's a lot.
Really cool.
Yeah, that's.
Can you imagine how fun mocapping that would be? Just like swinging over a foam pit or something, and just like doing that over and over again all day.
Like, there are 2 guys at Insomniac that they go in and their only job is to make Spider-Man look dope as hell. Swinging. That's
to swing dope as hell.
That's great. That is tremendous.
Dude, that's awesome.
You know, there will also be 3 swing modes: realistic, arcade, and hybrid. Realistic is very much like Spider-Man 2-esque in that it's just pure physics. Arcade is a little quote-unquote fake assistance. And hybrid is a merge of the 2, basically PS4 swinging from the game. And there was a correction made to this whole thing, and it was that the game is not set 5 to 6 months after the first, but it is set during the winter. He had a misunderstanding with his contact, so it's not necessarily set 5 or 6 months after the game, but it is set in the winter. Boys, what do we think?
That's cool.
What sticks out to you?
I hope that's all true. I mean, I would go off on that game. Dude.
I don't know how I feel about the switching of Osborn to be, Venom, and then having Eddie Brock in the game. Like, I just don't understand why.
Well, I think it could be interesting. I definitely think they did some fun things with the Spider-Man universe in the first game that were kind of like off kilter. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm not opposed to it, especially if he's like already fucking Green Goblin and then he turns into Venom and you have like Green Venom or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't that be crazy? Bro. You know?
Yo, Grenum, you feel me?
Yeah, Grenum.
Or maybe they change it to where like, he's trying to stop, or wait, are we talking about Harry or are we talking about
Harry
Norman?
Is going to be the Venom.
What if he becomes Venom to stop Norman Osborn, who is already Green Goblin at this point? You know what I mean?
I just want to know I just want to know, okay, so if we're assuming that Norman is going to be Green Goblin, right? Because that's what he was really pointing to, having like the bombs on his table and stuff like that. Like he definitely seems like, okay, like he's wanting to be Green Goblin, right? And then we have Harry being Venom, right? Where does Brock fit into this, dude? What?
Maybe Brock is already Venom, and somehow the symbiote gets transferred to like Harry or something. Maybe Spider-Man kills Eddie Brock at the beginning of the game, and like, ooh, I don't know, man. There's a lot of things they could do with this that could be really, really cool.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be really good. One of my favorite standout things here is that it's taking place in the wintertime. Because guys, can you imagine web swinging at night while it's snowing on the PS5?
Oh man,
like, come on, dude! Like, come on!
Even just Spider-Man running through the snow, leaving footprints behind him, and he
gonna be
takes
so
off, dude.
good.
Oh man,
it's gonna be great. I cannot wait for this game. But again,
and those snowflakes, like you were saying, dude, that's gonna be epic. Like going past the screen while you're flying through the city really fast. You know what I mean? Like,
I have a feeling there's gonna be like a version of Spider-Man in this where he's wearing a hoodie over his suit.
Oh yeah, you already know.
Like
it's gonna be like the parka with the glasses, like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous. There's gonna be a bunch of different costumes.
I'm also very excited to see my boy Miles. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my god, I need to see my boy Miles. You know what I'm saying? So I cannot wait for that as well. But once again, those were just rumors, just speculation. There's nothing confirmed there, and so the links are down below in the description if you want to dissect those. With your own what's what I'm looking for? With your own
peepers.
Agency, if
your
you will.
eye holes.
Yeah, with your eye holes. I'm saying someone that's being close to an eye hole. The word that I'm looking for is close to the word eye hole is Nintendo. They are putting some pressure on some Dreams creators on PS4. So we did have a creator here named Peace_of_craft, who was contacted by Sony Interactive Entertainment after Nintendo, went after Sony, or not went after them, just like nudged them a little bit about the use of the name Mario in this specific Dreams PS4 level. So it was just this guy was making a dream in Dreams, inspired off of course Mario, and he made like a really cool looking, like 3D rendered like Mario model, and like his game was essentially just like him recreating cool Mario levels and stuff like that. But Nintendo doesn't have an issue with the level itself, just the use of the name Mario.
Really? So he should just rename it Generic Red Hat Plumber Guy.
Yeah, he's like gonna have to. I mean, I would
Wario.
Wario already exists. Yes, it's hard to do. Like, I would maybe turn the M sideways and do like Irio.
Oh, okay.
Iario.
I like that.
Iario, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would just mess with that, and just turn that M upside, over to the side. But yeah. So I mean, I just figured this was, pretty interesting in terms of like the future of Dreams, and like obviously if you want to make something Nintendo, you better be careful because Nintendo still, will go after you.
They've always been that way though.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy that they can make something high enough quality for Nintendo to actually give a shit, though. Like, you know what I mean? That's kind of tight.
Hey, I guess you could look at it that way. Like, man, like, yo, like, Nintendo almost sued me, guys, like, over this. Like,
yeah, like,
I'm dope.
You got to be a little proud of that. Like,
I would put that on my resume, to be honest. I would definitely put that on my resume. For sure,
right.
For sure. But next up here, of course, God of War PS4, one of the most seminal games of this generation. And actually, one of the biggest videos on this channel is posing a question and an answer. Now we're going to get more answers to via this new God of War comic that has been announced. So this new God of War comic is called God of War Fallen God, which is a great title. And the cover looks great. Like, everything about this looks great. The only thing better about this is the concept that this comic is covering. So I want to read the official blurb here about this new God of War comic, and we'll talk about it afterwards, right? So, this is also set to launch on June 24th. At least the first issue is coming out June 24th. So right around the time where we would have had E3. Actually, is that the same day as Ghost of Tsushima? It might be. It might be. If one of y'all could check that real quick, that'd be lit.
Yeah, I'll check.
Absolutely.
Here's the official blurb of the comic. So God of War Fallen God follows Kratos after conquering Zeus and thwarting Athena. Believing himself to be finally free of his bondage, he sets sail for the desert in an attempt to distance himself from his home and his shame, only to find his rage and guilt follow close behind. Kratos rages against the one foe that has proven to be unconquerable, himself. But at war against oneself is unwinnable and only invites madness. Oh.
Dude, that sounds fucking epic, man. That's what I wanted more than anything, is like a connector. Like I need the end of God of War 3 and the beginning of God of War 2018 to just tie together. Right. You know, I want it to make sense. I want to know about his like love life and how Atreus came.
Oh, and they drop connection, guys. If you're watching this recording, hopefully they come back. Hopefully they come.
We're here, Kevin.
Okay, I'm here. I'm here, guys.
Are you there?
I'm here. I'm here. We're good.
I'm here. I'm sorry.
Okay, I think
So did we disappear?
you just stopped talking. I don't know what happened. You guys didn't disappear, but
okay.
I don't know if you heard the last part of that, but I'm hyped about this comic you're talking about.
yeah, pretty much like you were wanting to know like what bridges God of War 3 from God of War 2018, all that good stuff, like the romance behind with Faye, him growing up with Atreus and them not really having a great relationship, as we know from God of War 2018, where pretty much God of War 2018 is when they really started to have that like really wholesome father and son dynamic, and that was never there during.
Do we really know how the wife died in God of War 2018? Also, like it never really explained that to us, did it?
Off the top of my head, I don't think so. I don't think it was explained. Maybe it was, but I don't remember. So
I don't know, but that would be an interesting thing to get into too.
Oh
you
yeah,
know what
absolutely.
I mean?
There's a lot of good stuff.
By the way,
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the release date for Ghost of Tsushima is June 26th.
Ooh, so 2 days before. Okay, nice. So 2 days before we get this comic. I want to hear about Brock and Sindri. You know, I want to see them.
Oh yeah.
Do we get to see Mimir in the tree still? Like, do we get to see that? I'm not sure if we'll see Mimir, but I think Brock and Sindri. Well, granted, Kratos met them first in the game, but maybe they're, maybe we get to see what they're up to in this comic as well. Hopefully, so hyped for that comic as well, very much so. Now, of course, we got news last week that Horizon Zero Dawn is indeed coming to PC. Another game before that was set to come to PC as well is, of course, Death Stranding. And we have been talking over the weeks that like there may be an incoming photo mode coming to PS4. And that's been officially announced via the Kojima Productions Twitter. So they say here, quote, "Thank you for your feedback, everyone. We're happy to confirm that photo mode will be coming soon to Death Stranding on PlayStation 4. Stay tuned for more details." Stay tuned for more details, I meant to say. Hashtag keep on keeping on, which I love that phrase from Death Stranding. And hashtag Death Stranding. So will you guys be jumping in and taking some shots in photo mode with Death Stranding or
I didn't even play it.
I need to get it still. I'm still,
haven't played it. Oh man.
I know.
Oh,
I've yet to die
I was thinking
stranded.
about getting it on the PC when it comes out, but I'm not sure.
I mean, hey, I would recommend it. Like I don't know how much my opinion like weighs, saying that this is my first Kojima game I ever played. But I did enjoy Death Stranding a lot, narratively, and I love the world they crafted. Go ahead.
I think that makes it more, it weighs more because if if it's your first Kojima game and you liked it, then
you're not all sentimentally attached to his other projects and stuff. Yeah.
I guess
you're not like, oh, I'm a Kojima fanboy. I'll love anything he puts out,
Very true. Very, very true. I guess that does, I guess you're right. So look at that. I do have some value in this godforsaken world. I do have some value. Look at that. Well, last week we did discuss the old Silent Hills rumors. You know what I'm saying? How there was crazy stuff about how Sony was going to try and buy the IP off of Silent Hills, Castlevania, and Metal Gear, and all that. They were going to revive Silent Hills, the Kojima project. That's how we got PT. There was going to be a new Silent Hills reboot from Japan Studio, another Castlevania, all of those stuff we talked about last week. But Konami has added on to the dire times that we're in right now by saying this quote. And they actually spoke to Rely on Horror directly, which is actually insane. That like they went to one of the news sources that broke this whole thing to tell them like, yo, this is what's actually happening, right? So Konami says here, quote, "We're aware of all the rumors and reports, but can confirm that they are not true. I know it's not the answer your fans may want to hear." And they go in to say some more stuff. I want to see where other... Did they say anything else?
They're like, quote, "We ain't working with that bitch ass Kojima."
Essentially, that was it. Yeah, so like essentially, they was like, haha, y'all are really funny. That's not happening. So,
dang.
Do we have any thoughts
That's
on
exactly what I thought. You know,
Wait, so are they saying they're not partnering with Kojima, or they're not making Silent Hill? Because
they are making Silent Hill games, 2 different Silent Hill games, but Kojima nor Kojima Productions are involved.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't care.
Is that what he was saying?
Well, because we know for a fact they're working on Silent Hill games.
I mean, do we? Though?
Okay, actually, here
we don't really know that for a fact.
I
though.
do
Like,
have more of what
we
they
have-
said. I do have more.
Okay.
So they go on to state. I'm just reading this from the Push Square article, link in the description. They go on to state that while the publisher isn't completely closing the door on the Silent Hill series, it won't be brought back in the way that is being reported. So they could be saying no to like the means of how we will get these games, and maybe they're all just going to be developed internally by Konami and just come out as Konami games and nothing else. You know, like not attached to Kojima, not attached to Sony officially, etc. So that could very well be what he meant by like not happening in the way that y'all want it to happen. But
Yeah, I mean, if it comes down to them just like never making a Silent Hill game again, or getting one without Kojima attached to it, I'd much rather have the Silent Hill game without Kojima, than no Silent Hill ever again. You know what I mean? And
Right.
Yeah. Well, back in January 27th of 2020, this was an article by Games Radar. Silent Hill rumors get a boost as Konami says it's considering ways to provide the next title. So like they are working on creating a Silent Hill game.
Well,
It's just all of this got thrown into with Kojima in that picture last like 2 weeks ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Oh, this means he's working on it." And then people were saying like some deep ass shit where they were like, "Oh, Sony's gonna step in and like mediate between the two and all this stuff." I'm like, where did all that come from?
I did
I don't
hear
know.
that too, actually, before I die.
there are a lot of rumors that are. I'm sorry.
COVID-19, bro.
That was
I'm
I'm
off.
like, yo,
No.
everyone, that was just a cough. I promise I'm in good health. I'm good. I promise. I swear.
I'm infected now, dude.
I'm good. I can breathe. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
Six feet, bro.
coughed.
6 feet.
Oh, we are way more. We are social distancing to the max, boys. We are social distancing.
That's what you think.
We have been doing social distancing so well that we've been doing it before it was cool to do it.
That's true.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
You're all the way in Arizona, bro.
100%.
No, I'm just kidding.
100%. Absolutely. It's true. All of it. Well, speaking of social distancing, of course, we've seen a lot of companies. I'm doing great, really good on the segues today. I'm just noticing that. But,
killing it.
I don't mean to bluff, you know what I'm saying? But
You're like the Segway master, dude. I mean,
Well,
any more
sometimes it just
segues
works.
and you'd be a mall cop. You know what I'm saying?
Paul Boyd looking ass. Well, of course, social distancing going on, which you all should be doing if you're listening to this or watching this. You should be doing that as well. Hope you're staying safe out there. But Sony is also taking another step towards that safety in terms of the PlayStation Network. So they say here that, quote, we believe it is important to do our part to address internet stability concerns as an unprecedented number of people are practicing social distancing and are becoming more reliant on internet access. So he says that players may experience somewhat slower or delayed game downloads, but will still enjoy robust gameplay. We appreciate the support and understanding from our community, and they're doing their part as we take these measures in an effort to preserve access for everyone. So in the same vein as like Netflix lowering down, I think Netflix and YouTube did two different things. I think Netflix lowered down the highest resolution that you could stream at in Europe.
Yeah.
And YouTube set their default setting to like 480p in Europe, right? So
Damn.
but
480.
no, but that's just the default. Like you can still stream YouTube off 1080p. You just have to manually switch it. It won't go to the highest resolution possible for your connection right now because of trying to save bandwidth, right? So it's catching those that don't really care about 480p. I don't know how you don't care about 480p. I digress. You know what I'm saying? But
are you watching a blur?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't understand.
I don't know, bro. But it looks like PSN as well will be kind of throttling their speeds in an effort to keep internet stable over there in Europe. But again, this right now is only affecting Europe. It's not really affecting the States as of yet, or hopefully it doesn't. Not yet. We'll see. I do want to hear from, like, if you so happen to be just watching this, you know what I'm saying? Definitely let me know. What are the speeds like in Europe right now on the PSN? Like, do you notice it? Is it really slow? Like, I really want to know and get like some like field feedback from overseas friends of the podcast. Definitely, if you can, drop it down below. But what are you gonna do if they lower speeds in PSN? Huh? Jamal?
I'm gonna keep playing my Xbox.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just kidding. On the PlayStation podcast. No, I'm just gonna keep playing Animal Crossing.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, bro, like I'll just keep doing my business, tending to my weeds. You know.
Yep.
The real question is like, is this going to affect multiplayer very much? You know, because I feel like multiplayer doesn't need very much speed to like work properly. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's. I mean. Like, so, if you can still watch your videos, even if it's in a lower quality thing, you know, or if you can still play your multiplayer, like, it's fine. It's just, like, not optimal.
Well, it's just download.
You know?
That's what they said, is that it's not the gameplay that'll be affected. It's the downloads that will be affected.
So you got to wait a little longer for your downloads, you know? So what? You know?
They said players may experience somewhat slower or delayed game downloads. And I think the reason why they did this is because there has been a very, very, like, steep incline in terms of PSN and like more specifically, PlayStation Store usage with people buying digital right now because it's hard to go out and get retail copies of games. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what they're mainly looking at here is that, all right, like people are going to be using the PS Store a lot. So let's not have an issue where like it crashes because of the load. Let's get ahead of this curve and let's, you know, kind of stifle the speeds right now. So it makes sense.
Sure. I'm sure their government stepped in too and asked them to do something like this. You know, notice like how many different companies are doing it. I imagine like the government over there was like, hey guys, like people are going to start going crazy in their fucking houses if you don't do something.
That's true. Like, I mean, yeah, look, like things are already bad, right? Like things right now are trash, right? Imagine if we didn't have the internet working right now and we were doing through all of this. That's when I think things would get crazy. Like things are already crazy. I know I would go a little bit crazy if I didn't have it.
I absolutely would. I'd die of dysentery for sure.
I would like I wouldn't know what I would do at that point. Like for like if we had like no access to cell towers, no access to the internet, like I don't know what I would do.
I'd probably start reading books, honestly.
Bro, I would do something crazy like that, you know? Crazy like reading, you know? Or something absurd.
I don't even want to think about that, dude. Stop.
It's quite honestly horrifying. It's quite literally horrifying, you know?
But, we had to watch like movies we owned and stuff. Like we had to like watch them again, you know?
I'm gonna be like relaying to my kids this whole time, like, yo, like this was called like the truly dark times in the 21st century. Like, it was atrocious. You know what I'm saying? It was.
They're like, shut up, Dad. I'm going back to school, and then they put on their VR helmet and disappear.
All right, boomer. I'm gonna go for real. It's gonna be crazy. They're gonna go back in the Matrix or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hopefully, you know, the internet is still up in time for next week because we did get some rumors on April 1st that we did get some inklings about the new PS Plus games happening for April 2020. Now, these are not official, and I didn't even make the usual PS Plus video for PlayStation Source. You know, that we do at the top of the month, or more like the end of the month for the next month's PS Plus games, because this wasn't really official yet, but this is just a leak that I figure why not, you know, tell you all, because it's likely official because it came off of the PlayStation Access channel, which isn't an official. Wait, it comes straight from. Oh, it is. An official. Wow, the PlayStation Access is an official PlayStation YouTube channel. I didn't know that. I didn't.
There we go. So it is real.
I didn't know that PlayStation Access was official. Would you look at that? Well, they had a video go live today that was unlisted, but it's meant to be live next week on April 1st. And hopefully this isn't some cruel April Fool's joke, because we will be potentially getting Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and Dirt Rally 2.0. So, of course, the main grab is Uncharted 4. You know, we got the Nathan Drake collection in January. But
yeah, it's Uncharted 4.
Oh man, so excited! Uncharted 4. But yeah, but what's interesting that I want to point to everyone's attention here is that I don't think it's a coincidence that we got Uncharted Nathan Drake collection in January and Uncharted 4 in April.
I think they're ramping up for another Uncharted reveal or something.
That's what I think. I think something's going down.
That would make sense. I mean, PS5's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, they almost always drop Uncharted with new consoles, right? Am I wrong about that?
Uncharted
like Vita had a new Uncharted.
It was only on one console, though.
PS3 had a new Uncharted, right?
Oh, okay. PS3.
Okay, so the PS3 came out in 2006. Uncharted Drake's Fortune came out in 2007, I believe. Because it was 2009.
When did the first Uncharted come out? Was that on PS2?
That was on PS3.
It was on PS3.
It was on PS3, and it was 2000.
Was that a launch title?
No,
it was.
Saying it came out a year after.
Oh, okay, sorry.
A year after. The only launch Uncharted was PS Vita. That one came out, I believe. I'm pretty certain that one came out launch day. I could be wrong on that.
4 was not a launch title.
4 was 2015.
It came pretty soon after, though, right?
Yeah, 4 was 2 years after PS4, so it was in 2015. Well, I guess a year and a half if you're counting months. So like, PS4 was November 2013, and then Uncharted 4 was May of 2015. So about a year and a half, maybe a little bit over a year and a half, but around year and a half mark, we got Uncharted 4. So potentially, we could be getting an Uncharted game for launch of PS5 or around PS5 launch window. I don't think it's Naughty Dog doing it though. I don't believe it.
Well, that's what I was I was thinking. It might just be them building hype for Naughty Dog in general for The Last of Us 2. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, fair. I mean, absolutely fair point. Yeah, absolutely fair point.
Because that's coming real soon. You know, it's like that. It might just be that, but it could be a new Uncharted, and it definitely wouldn't be Naughty Dog, because they say they're not gonna make another one.
Yeah, they said they don't have any plans for it, nor like do they really have any intention to. The only studio that I think is in the front runner of who could be actually making an Uncharted game is that new team that's made at Sony San Diego. So there was a new team that formed about 2 to 3 years ago, and they are reportedly working on a rumored like a massive IP for PlayStation, as what been said about it, like a massive like IP that's already existing within the family of PlayStation, and they're having like, I forgot if they're conversing or they're being, oh my god, what's the word I'm looking for? Not tutored, but like, oh my god, mentored. I guess the way to put it. Yeah, I guess mentored. But what George Lucas does for Star Wars movies, oh my god, I'm gonna forget this word. Whatever, mentored.
Oh, consulted.
Consult. Thank you. Consult. Yes, thank you. They are also consulting with another major first-party PlayStation developer. So that's what people are like.
No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, bro, maybe I don't know. I mean, maybe, but the like rumor is that that's what they're doing right now at Sony San Diego. Like they are making Uncharted now, you know. So I guess we'll have to see.
I'm okay with that. I mean, I mean, if the baton is passed in the right way, like look at Halo, like with 343 taking over from Bungie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they didn't do such a bad job, and
Yeah, I
Halo
thought
series.
they did amazing. Like, not everybody agrees on that, but I think that's just fanboy stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think Brent's right. I think like it could still be really good. You know, like if that is the case.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I mean, we have gotten 2 Uncharteds that were a little bit weird, right? One of them being, of course, Golden Abyss, which came out on Vita, but was developed by Sony Bend. So we've gotten a good Uncharted. At least I can speak to it. It was good. I put it better than Uncharted 1, to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
It's actually the only Uncharted I've ever played.
No way.
Yes. Yeah,
Bro.
I didn't even beat it.
Bro, are you serious? Wow. Well, of course, there was Uncharted Golden Abyss, as well as we got a Uncharted not featuring Nathan Drake, which was Lost Legacy. So we've gotten mixes in Uncharted. So I feel like, they've turned out good. And not to like shit on Uncharted. I love Uncharted. Let's not shit on Uncharted at all. But it's it's not like we have seen Uncharted so much that it's pretty like there's a lot of material to study to make your own Uncharted game. I feel like.
Yeah. Look at Tomb Raider. I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it basically was Uncharted, just with
with more violence.
Yeah, more violence.
Yeah, like not like saying that Uncharted's easy to make. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying like there's enough, there's enough proof in the pudding to be able to use it to make new Uncharted's. But that's just my thing. So those may be your April games for 2020 for PS Plus. But what you can play this week, if you can't wait till next week to play something new, is we will be getting a new trial, a free trial, and an open beta weekend for Predator Hunting Grounds. So this is a new upcoming second-party PlayStation exclusive that's being developed by the same team that did Friday the 13th. I forgot their developer's name
cool.
on the top of my head. Let's see if they have it here. Ilphonic behind Friday the 13th. They came around. They're doing Predator Hunting Grounds. And there will be a free beta this week for you all to enjoy. I'll be playing it. I'll be posting content on the channel as well. Maybe a few matches and stuff like that. But definitely we'll be playing it. The trailer above provides more context detailing the sort of abilities you'll have access to as the Predator itself, as well as the customization aspect of the alien. You can change its headgear and even unlock new weapons as you progress. So it's available through Friday, March 27th, all the way through Sunday, which would be, I think, March 29th on that Sunday. So will you be jumping in to
try that?
Predator Hunting
Yeah,
Grounds?
I've been looking forward to this one, honestly. I don't know. I like the Friday the 13th game. I like those games that are kind of asymmetric like that, where like one player has a distinct like thing about them and the other ones are like teaming up to like, either beat them or get away from them. You know what I mean? Like Dead by Daylight was really fun. I like all those kind of games,
This one excites me like even more than those, just because it has the first person shooter part to it, where like if you're like a human, you're like first person. Like that's so tight to me, like versus like a third person character or whatever. It just reminds me of Evolve, but it looks way better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited, primarily because like I've been very critical of PlayStation of like, not having a lot of shooters. No, let me digress. No, of course, there's all shooters that are PS.
Not first person.
First person. Thank you. First person shooters that aren't exclusive to PS4. Like honestly, Killzone, which was a launch title, and I don't think anything else. To be complete, like I'm really trying to think. Like what was
they
FPS?
used to have Resistance, but they don't have it no more.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see like, all right, what does a PlayStation exclusive, not first party, second party, but still, PlayStation exclusive look like FPS wise in 2020, So
Yo,
that's
Kevin,
why I'm
did you play the Resident Evil 3 demo? Speaking of demos,
how did we not talk about that?
I don't know, man. I don't know how I just didn't. I didn't even put it in my list of stuff I played this week.
I did.
You did, but you didn't talk about it. I think it's because.
Oh my god.
Sorry,
right.
I just came. We started talking about demos, and I was like, "Man, that demo was
my
dope."
God. Oh my god. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. The question of the week is gonna be Resident Evil 3 related, but we're gonna first jump to the last topic, and then we'll hip hop scotch onto the other one. Right? I can't believe we forgot about Resident Evil 3 demo. What the flip? Oh my god. Well, one thing that I won't forget about is Bloodborne. Came out in 2015. Ooh. It was a lot of people's game of the year. It was up in contention with like the likes of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt for game of the year as well. You know what I'm saying? 2015 was a very, very cool year and stuff like that. A lot of good things happened in 2015. You know what I'm saying? It was what else? Yeah, a lot of people liked it. It got DLC and stuff like that. Me, I've tried that multiple times. Wasn't really my jam. But how is it to you two peoples in terms of looking back 5 years after release of Bloodborne?
See, okay, Bloodborne, I only played a really limited amount of Bloodborne, and it was before I really understood, like, the Dark Souls games. You know, now going back, I actually would really like to go back and play it. But I played that first part where you fight the wolf and the wolf is supposed to kill you. You know, like at the very beginning where you're supposed to die, like, and the thing, like the little monster you're fighting is like meant to kill you by the game. Well, fucking, like, it kept killing me, and I kept like restarting the game and like going to that point trying to kill that monster, and then like I died like 100 times, and then finally I realized, oh, I'm supposed to let this thing kill me, and I was like, yeah, fuck this game.
No, are you sure? Because I killed it.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe that's the problem with Zero.
I mean, I know in Sekiro you're supposed to die at the first boss fight, but you can beat him and you'll still lose your arm or whatever, and the story will still progress. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah, and because like I recently tried it and I killed it, and then like, but I thought I was supposed to die. I think that comes from a different game with the same. What was it, Order 1886 or something?
I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of Bloodborne, just because like I was so mad I went online trying to figure out what the fuck to do, and everybody's like, oh, you're supposed to die.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know, but I just played it and I thought it was decent, but like it was too deep like right off the bat, and I just wasn't feeling like getting into something that deep, like where you know, like I got outside, I went through a couple gates and did some stuff, and then like, you know, I was like, okay, I can see what this is, and I'm just not ready for this. Like, I just don't want it right now.
I do think Bloodborne 2 is going to be fantastic. I think From Software has really stepped into their element recently, and like anything they put out from here on is going to be like really, really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I bet. Yeah, absolutely.
Like that Elden Ring game coming out, that's going to be dope, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
You know, I feel like someday I will come back to Bloodborne inevitably and try and just understand it, you know, and just like, because I definitely understand the appeal, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, but it's just like, Soulsborne games just traditionally just have not been for the boy. You know what I'm saying? It's just not my thing. You know, but I mean, hey, I'm willing to give it a shot. This may be my last shot at Bloodborne, but I digress.
One more shot.
One more time. All right. Question of the week. We're gonna disregard the question that's on the doc, and I'm gonna ask you, how did you like Resident Evil 3 demo?
Oh man, I loved it.
It was good. That was good stuff.
I loved it a lot. It was so much. I wanted more. I mean, obviously it was a little short, you know, but you know, it's a demo, so you know, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. But I just want to explore that city, man. I want to go all over it. Oh man, I don't know, and I'm glad it still feels like scary, like Resident Evil 2. You know what I mean?
It's you're like outside in Raccoon City. You know, there's a lot of like neon lights and colors and everything that weren't in the palette in Resident Evil 2 remake and stuff like that. And like it still feels creepy as hell. Like it still feels oh man, like this is as creepy as like the police station. Wow, I almost forgot the word. Police station. Like man, like yo. Also, there's a full playthrough of my experience on Joyclicks. Maybe check out that as well. But I ran into Nemesis, and I'm gonna have to say, you know, I don't like Nemesis.
I don't either, man.
I'm not a fan.
He's so fast, dude. I really hope they tone it down a little in the real game. Like, you know, when Mr. X or whatever would come out in Resident Evil 2, like you could get away from him. He was scary as fuck. But he wasn't like the biggest threat ever. You know what I mean? He was just terrifying.
Not at all. Yeah.
Nemesis, on the other hand, is like you can't get away, dude. Like he will grab you by the legs and shit. Like if you're not like fully booking it, like you will get got. Like
facts.
It's so scary, dude.
That's very true. It's very concerning. You know, it's a lot. But I did like some small quality improvements of life and stuff like that where I believe what wasn't in Resident Evil 2 was that when you look at an item in the world, its like name pops up of what it is. I don't think that was in RE2. I like that. What else? Oh, I read up that the knife is unbreakable in this game, which is going to be pretty neat, you know, like pretty useful to always have like some way of, you know, dealing with these monsters and stuff like that. Not monsters, zombies. There's a dodge mechanic, which I thought was pretty cool. I never got the mashing X thing to avoid getting bit. I never got that to work for me. I don't know what
No,
deal
me
is with
either.
that. I don't know.
I think it just keeps you from getting killed by getting bit or something. I don't know. Or it makes you like get hurt less or something. You know, I think they'll bite you.
So it's not like you can 100% avoid it. It's just to like lessen the blow, if you will.
I think so. I could be wrong about that. You know what's interesting about that demo though is like, you know, the beginning where you're in like the subway car or whatever and you're talking to whoever and then you go out and you're in that little subway station. That little subway station is like deep seated nostalgia from like the first like Resident Evil 3 game. Like as soon as you like walk into that area, it's like, oh my God, I've been here before. You know what I mean? Even though it's like fully realized in 3D and stuff, it's like, whoa, this is like really nostalgic. Like, and that's early in the game, I think, too. So
yeah. Me, I don't have that perspective just because I never played the Resident Evils back in the day. So this is my first time going into them. Really cool stuff.
Oh man,
Jamal, how do you feel about RE3? Or did you not get a chance to play it?
I didn't play it yet. I did not play it yet. I'm gonna play it though. I will by next week.
Definitely play it, bro. It's definitely worth it. It's free. It's like 8 gigs. It's not that big either, you know. So if
it'll make you want the real game for sure.
Oh,
like,
100%.
Oh yeah.
It made me want to go back and play Claire's campaign, but considering that we have Doom Eternal right now and Animal Crossing, I'm gonna wait on Claire's campaign to do it eventually.
Yeah.
But I can't wait.
It's worth a playthrough though, for sure. At some
100%.
point.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah. So in case you know you're over in Europe and you want to play,
to very
Resident
slowly
Evil 3,
download.
It's not that bad of a download. 8 gigs. You know, it could be worse. It could definitely be worse. But ladies and gentlemen, that has been Save Slot Podcast number 10. Thank y'all for coming out with me. Thank y'all for rocking with me for this past hour and whatever. Of course, you can find Brent and Jamal at their links down below, and if they would like to do an outro, they can feel free to go do so.
Game Speak Podcast. We got the weekly video game news. We just talk about everything. Then we got a topic. Like this week's topic is top 5 zombie games and top 5 zombie films are like our top 5. So go check those out if you're bored and quarantined.
Definitely go do that as well. And of course, after you check out their content, make sure to comment back right home to PlayStation Source. Here you can leave a like on the episode, as well as say subscribe to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Down below, of course, you can find our links to our Twitter, our Discord, as well as our Anchor link to listen to this show, as well as our other long-form content in podcast format. That, of course, being Road to Part 2, Road to 587 Remake, as well as Save Slot Podcast, this very podcast you're listening to right now. So, coming up on the channel after this goes up, we're talking more PS5 this week. We're going to cover Predator Hunting Grounds and see how that's looking, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of other stuff. Of course, Road to Part 2, episode 31 is going to be up on Saturday. 587 Remake. Road to 587 Remake as well, coming up on Sunday. And we're still streaming on Trailer 4 amongst the week as well. So definitely got a lot of things coming up. And I have a lot to do because I have nothing to do in real life. So I'm just chilling. And make sure everyone also that are watching this, please stay safe, stay quarantined. If you can stay home, stay home. If you need to go, just go. But be careful. 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? Social distance. You feel me? And social distancing doesn't count if you're at your friend's house.
Yeah, that means over here we keep it 3 feet.
I definitely see a gap. There's definitely a bigger gap than what they usually do. So like it's all good.
You can't tell, but I'm actually a hologram. I'm just here
absolutely
holographically.
Yeah.
Oh,
we may actually have to remote in next week.
They might lock us in. The government might lock us down.
Yeah, we might get shelter in place.
The establishment might be
holding me back.
The man
holding back the man temporarily. But if that has to do it, by all means, we can still set it up. I can still record both of you guys' audio off Discord. It's fine. But another thing, if you're a bit sick and tired of games, as we are about to head out, I do want to just recommend that Star Wars Clone Wars is some really good Star Wars in there. I'm on season 6. There's some really good stuff in there. I'm just gonna put that.
It's all on
there.
Disney Plus, right?
Yeah, it's all there in glory. It's great. It's
when you get done with that, watch Rebels.
I talked with my cousin because we're both watching it at the same time and just like talk and text back and forth, whatever, as we're watching it. But we decided we're gonna take a little break, you know, and have Rebels right before Mandalorian season 2 because if you guys heard, they casted Ahsoka in Mandalorian season 2. So we're gonna be like, all right, so maybe like the first trailer that comes out for Mandalorian season 2, we'll start Rebels and just or just wait till like the end of like the summer to start Rebels. You know, we take a little break.
You'll see connections from Mandalorian season 1. Actually,
Oof.
there's some connections in there if you watch the whole thing.
That's hot. Yeah, probably rewatching Mandalorian season 1 as well before season 2. I can't wait. So if you're a Star Wars fan, I will have to put my 2 thumbs up on Clone Wars. It's good stuff. And that is all. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe. And as always,
greatness awaits.